Hi
Hey,
guys, welcome back to Shoujo
how are
Talk.
you guys doing? Another new location
100% new location
unlocked.
unlocked.
Yeah, we are at Bella's house this time.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think from now on, for the next like
couple
couple months,
months.
this is the new location, new spot. Um, there will be an update, you know,
100%.
of why, but as
Yeah,
of right now,
but
it
we
is.
are in a transition period.
I would say amen. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We are in a transition period. Um, Also, like we flipped sides, so this is kind of weird.
I
But
know. I always sit on the side though. That's the problem.
on your couch, yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, anyway,
Sorry.
yeah, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of new stuff. Um, and not gonna lie, we've been a little blocked finding things to talk about. So we thought we would keep it lighthearted and fun and just rant about
Boys. Before
boys.
we rant about boys, though, I haven't read Yaoi in 2 months, and it's losing me, babe.
We haven't we haven't
Watched.
watched anything. Like
Life
it's
has been lifing.
life has been lifing way too hard. Like literally all of the stuff that I was watching, like it's just on hiatus for me because like I just haven't had the time to.
Yeah. And low key, some of the new animes I haven't even kept update. I haven't been keeping up to date of like what's coming out, what's not coming out. I
Oh,
did see
literally.
there's an anime about like beast men and like
Oh my
humans
gosh,
going to
yeah.
school, and I read the manga a while back and I'm excited for that. That's the only one that I know up to date. But other than that, I got no idea.
The last things I was watching were the last things I was watching were Honey Lemon Soda,
Which
which
is finished now, I think.
yeah, I'm pretty sure the first season's like fully out and I just haven't finished it. Also I was watching Apothecary Diaries. Don't know if the second season's fully finished.
No idea. I can't
No
even tell
clue.
you.
We're so out of touch, guys.
I'm literally paying for Crunchyroll and I haven't even used it.
But yeah, life has been lifing. Bella and I are more connected and interwoven
She
than
saw my
ever.
poop.
Yeah, I had to flush her shit down the toilet.
And then
We're on the same phone bill.
yeah,
We were
and
living together.
low key, not gonna lie, literally couple like literally yesterday, she heard me poop. We were in the same bathroom.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
and I went,
that's
it was
like the
bad.
okay, that's the least of it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
life has been
Next
lifing.
step is like I'm gonna have to help you like put a tampon in or something.
I might be pregnant though. So if anything, next step is yeah. Like no, I'm being genuine, guys. Like I actually might genuinely be pregnant.
I got my last period and now it's just straight celibacy for me. Like seriously, like I can't
Mm,
go through that again. I
yeah.
can't go through like the pregnancy scare thing again.
I might need to go back on birth control again.
No, literally me too.
But I actually go batshit crazy when I'm on birth control, like genuinely.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
and I got into vaping recently too, so that's not a good thing.
we're gonna quit. Promise.
Promise, guys. Anyways, okay, so this episode's about boys.
Yeah,
It's just like a
something lighthearted,
funny,
fun.
lighthearted, fun episode, but we have an update from SF Boy.
My gosh. Okay, I don't even know where to start with SF Boy. And first of all, this
This
is
could be a whole episode about him, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
yeah, Bella did say she wanted me to carry. But anyway, so this is not the boy that I was talking to before we left. This is the one that I met there, the one that I spent 9 out of the 11 days of our trip with. I mean, not really like spent those days, but like saw him. And this is the one that I was talking to when we got home. So, what it's been almost two
Months.
months.
Two
Yeah, it's been
months.
almost 2 months since we were in SF. And he and I like talk back and forth. Like we would FaceTime a bunch and like just chat here and there. Um,
Yep.
which is fine, like literally fine. And honestly, like if we became friends, then we became friends. Like weird friends that spent a week together and hooked up for the whole week. But like
And having pregnancy scare together.
and had a pregnancy scare together. Honestly, now
Wowza.
that like we're past the
Boom,
pregnancy
boom, boom,
scare, I think that's like
boom.
why we're like kind of starting to detach. Um, but I've just been like anytime I'm like in my mind okay, cool, like we can just be friends or like we don't have to talk all the time. Like every time I start distancing and letting him go, he'll shoot me a text or he'll send me something and it's like I wasn't thinking about you, bro. Like why? Like why do you have to like remind me that you exist? For lack of
Just die.
That's what Bella says. Like anytime we're talking on the phone, he's like Bella's like fuck you. Fuck you. Like Bella's so over it. Um but in like the 2 months that we've like been talking, this man has only called me 3 times.
3 times.
3 times
Three
total.
times.
I'm the one usually calling him. And 2 out of those 3 times were actually just in the past week alone. Isn't that crazy? Like
It's
because
kind of funny. It's comical.
I was energetically detaching, leaving him the fuck alone because I have my own shit going
Alone.
on. Yeah, like I have my own shit going on, so I'm like, okay, like I'm not bothering him. I'm just gonna leave him alone, do his own thing. If we like become strangers because of this, then so be it, like let them. And then, Bella and I were pulling tarot and um talking about like previous relationships and like soul ties and soulmates. And in my mind, I was like, oh, like I don't have anyone like that right now. I don't
Bring, bring,
I
bring.
don't have a soulmate. I don't have a romantic relationship to relate to this conversation. He FaceTimes me that instant.
Crazy.
I'm not one. Yes, I am one. I am one to get delusional about these things. So I called him out. I go, why on earth would you call me? And he goes, well, I just had a long day at work. I was hoping to just chat, like, see how you're doing. Like, I know we haven't been talking much lately. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, because I'm not reaching out to you anymore. And
He's
then,
a Leo man for context, by the way,
yeah,
guys.
he's a Leo man.
So that's what Leos do.
And so
I do that.
I just flat out say, I'm like, what in the universe compelled you to call me? And then, that's his response. And I say, but you never call me. You have never called me. Because at that point, that was the second time ever that he's called me. And the first time he called me, we were already texting, and he called me because he was like trying to work on his computer and like he couldn't type on his phone while like you know what I mean? So like it wasn't even really like calling me because he thought of me and wanted to talk to me. It was just because we were already mid conversation and he wanted to continue the conversation while continuing what he was doing. So that doesn't even really count. So the first time he ever calls me because he thinks of me and wants to talk to me is while I have that like crazy thought in my mind that I don't have a soulmate. I don't have a romantic partner.
Or did he call you because he knew you'd pick up? Bum, bum, bum,
Ba, ba, ba,
bum. Bum, bum, bum,
ba. Yeah,
bum.
he knows that I'll pick up. Like I just have a soft spot for him and I really can't help it. My time in SF was magical. Magical. So yeah, so
Magical.
that was the first time he called me this past week. The second time he called me, he was at the beach and he wanted to show me the sunset. And when I picked up, signal was dodgy on both ends. So like the FaceTime, like the call just didn't go through. And so like yeah, technically I picked up, but we didn't actually FaceTime. So then he sent me a video of the sunset. It was really pretty. He was at the beach. But I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, you wanted to call me just to show me the sunset? That's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And so we talked about that for a little bit, and then I went out and had a little couple drinky poos at the bar, and I tried calling him, and he declined my call. And again, I was a little tipsy, so I go, "Damn, f you." This was like literally just a couple days ago, by the way. I go, "Damn, f you," and he goes, "Sorry, I'm at the hotel with my family." And then I go, "Oh, well, I guess I take it back then." And then he called me a crash out. And like Tipsy Kayla is like I'm like losing it. I'm like literally losing it. And so I'm like,
Chat, she's a certified crash out.
I am a certified crash out. I'm the neighborhood crash out. And so I'm like, me, a
I'm
crash
the
out?
homeless crash out.
I'm like, really? Me? And he goes, yeah, you. And I go, This is where I snapped, guys.
Oof. Yeah, she did. She told me about the next day. I went, oof.
We all just went, oof. So I got pissed and I said to him, this came from my chest. This came from my soul. I said, well, maybe I would be fine if you left me alone.
Oof. Oof.
Never have I ever said something more petty and like targeted. And he goes, alrighty, I'll do that
With
then.
this emoji. Yep.
And then I just go, all right then. And then a couple hours later, once I sobered up, I was reading the text and I was like, holy shit. Like, I can't believe I just snapped at him like that. I can't, like, I was like, damn, I sounded like a bitch. And like, maybe, like, obviously, like, it comes from a place of like, I don't like this back and forth. Like, are we talking? Are we not talking? Especially because, like, when I left San Francisco, it was still like my intention of like I would still get to know him and talk to him and like try to make things work.
We were literally walking around his neighborhood, and Kayla was like, yeah, when I move in,
I could
like,
see myself living here.
yeah.
Like,
And she was like, we can go walks here. Like, oh my God, I'd move in here. Like, this would be our new spot. I was like, yeah, girl. I was not helping because I was feeding her
I was
delusion.
so delusional that trip. Like, really looking back at it, I was so delusional. And feasibility wise, like, I think we could have made something long distance work out. That's just me talking. But he didn't want it, and I was like, okay, cool. So then, like, that means like we're done talking. But then he was like, no, but I want to keep talking.
Huh?
Like, I like still want to be friends. Like, we can be pen
What?
pals or whatever. And like, yeah. So, I do think I am pretty fed up with like this. Like, are we talking as friends? Like, but like, why are we like sometimes flirty? Why did he call me his pretty girl? Like, all of this stuff. All of this stuff. So, yeah, it did come from like a place of like I genuinely don't like what's going on anymore. Because I have accepted that we're never going to date. I accepted a long time ago that he does not want a relationship, let alone a long distance relationship. And so that's why I leave him alone. That's why I like add distance because I don't see any point in talking to someone who doesn't want to pursue anything with me. As like I mean, it would be different like I could be his friend if we were just platonic. Like if there was nothing that happened on that trip, like I'd be like, yeah, cool. Like I'll send you memes every once in a while.
Tipsy Kayla just, brought the truth out. She
Tipsy,
said,
yeah,
you leave me alone.
yeah. But then, I did have to apologize because what I said was rude and it was mean. And I said, I don't even have the text anymore. I deleted it. I basically just said, hey, and like responded to that text. Like I responded to my text that was really mean. And I said, hey, reading this back, I I said, I fear I may have come across as mean.
Uh, oof.
Yes, you did, Kayla. You did. But I said, yeah, basically I was just like, like this came across as mean. Um, and I want to apologize. And then I do enjoy being your friend though, with the heart hands emoji. Because like what else is like happening there? Like it's not romantic. Like
As a Leo woman who has had Leo male friends, Leos are, I wouldn't say we are the only sign, but we are a sign that holds very deep grudges.
do you think he was like actually hurt
Yeah,
by me saying that?
I think he
I
was.
mean, yeah, clearly because he hasn't responded and that was like days ago, like a
I
few
mean,
days
you see
ago.
how I acted? I'm a Leo woman through and through, and the way I hold grudges and I hold everything, like, yeah, like,
So,
he said already. He said, I'll leave you alone then. Imagine he muted you. Oh well.
yeah, I mean, he didn't block me, he didn't unfollow me. It's just that's it, guys. Like that's it. That is me. And so I'm back on Hinge.
The men are not that. Actually, I lucked out on Hinge once, like literally recently, out of a cute Asian dude. I lucked out. I lucked out. At least in my opinion, I think he's
Cute
cute.
Korean man.
Yeah. Kayla thought he was Chinese though.
Yeah, and I thought his best friend was Korean, but it turns out that they were flipped.
Yeah, so we went on we went on a unofficial,
We
well, official,
tried we
unofficial two man.
we tried recreating the SF two man and it
SF
just
with
didn't
SF
work.
two man will never happen again.
It,
LA it'll happen.
yeah, but the California two man it just couldn't be replicated. Oh, and I also told SF boy about our two man last weekend, and Leo man response. He said they could never compare to us.
The Chichas could not compare.
Yeah, the Chichas could not compare, and he's right. I mean, no hate to the boy that I was talking to, but I'm not his type, and he needs to continue going to therapy because he is a very vengeful guy from what I got and gathered, and yeah, we had good conversation, but like I was not interested in him
It was kind
romantically.
of funny though because we met up with him the next day after
We
the
met
two
up with
man,
them at the next,
and
yeah.
Kayla was like, I'm gonna wear my lashes.
True, I was like, maybe I was more offended that he wasn't into me, even though I wasn't into him like that. And so the next day when we met up with them at the club, I like had my lashes done,
Cute
wore a
outfit,
cute ass
boots
outfit.
on.
Yeah, literally. And he was rizzing up a tiny, tiny, pale Korean girl. You know, that's his type. I was like,
She looked really young, like too young to be there, in my opinion.
really? I mean, she looked a little older, like with her makeup.
I don't know. She looked way too young. He was rizzing her the fuck up. When I tell you, chat, it was crazy. Cause I would look over, and like Kayla and I, mind you, we were not drunk at that time. We were like slowly getting tipsy, right? Mind you, I would look over and he'd be bending down. He'd be looking at her. I saw him
I
lick
was
his lips.
like,
I went, oh.
I went, good for you, bro.
But his friend who I matched with, I didn't send the like. I hate sending likes to men, as Kayla knows. I feel like I'm letting go of my pride and my ego.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell him.
But yeah, so we matched. The unofficial two man was a little awkward, but I think he and I hit it off pretty well.
I mean,
Pretty
maybe
well.
the unofficial two man did kind of work because the SF two man only really ended in like one pair being like heavily emotionally connected.
The other pair, which is me and the other
It's just like
dude,
besties,
just friends here and there. We'll talk here and there. I'll send memes. He'll send memes.
buddies.
Yeah. I mean, uh, anyways, but okay, I'm so sorry, I gotta stop. But so I guess we hit it off, and so I saw him, and immediately when I tell you, this dude was drunk off his mind. He could not stand straight. He kept swaying, like being like he was like, "Oh, you're
Couldn't even keep his
here."
eyes open.
But like we were like flirting, sitting down, and Kayla was like, I thought Kayla went to go dance, but she just was like walking around, doing her thing, and
I went and disappeared to go and find shit, and I did not find shit. I just found shit.
so we were just like hit it off, and he had a jacket on, and he was like, "Oh, it's getting hot." I was like, "Strip." I was like, "Magic Mike this hoe." I was like, and then I was like, "Slow motion, slow." So I was doing that. I was like raising him up, and he was like getting red, and he was like, "Really?" He was like, "Oh, he saw." I was like, "Yeah."
The timid Asian man versus Bella. Bella wins.
Yeah, so he took it off and he gave me the jacket. And so he went over to his friend, right? We went back to the dance where he went back to his friend when he was rizzing up that little Korean girl. And I walked away to like a little another spot because it was just too crowded. And mind you, I did not see him look at me. Mind you, I did not acknowledge the fact that he was looking at me. No, before Kayla and I were like, oh, let's go upstairs and go check it out because the music upstairs was way better in the club we were at. We took a Vegas bomb and all that. And he was like, he came up and he was like, where were you?
I know, he found her.
I went, oh. I was like, hey,
They like Bluetooth synced.
I guess so,
Or it's like that one joke that's like the snail. He's the snail.
He made that joke too, remember?
Oh, he was the one that made that joke. Yeah, he's just like the snail that like slowly follows behind Bella everywhere
and
she
then
goes.
so after that we went back downstairs, we sat down, flirted, whatever, went back to the dance floor, and I was still wearing his jacket. He did not see me, did not see me, at least in my opinion. I did not see him looking at me. I did not see anything. I was dancing, having fun, and he came over. He's like, "Are you ditching me?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm just dancing." And "Oh," he's like, "I thought you were ditching me." He didn't say it like that, but he was like, "I thought you were ditching me." And I went,
Okay, Bookie.
I was like, okay. And then I did it again when we went upstairs again because I was like, I was also getting tipsy, and I was like, I want to go look at myself in the mirror. Let's go. And Caleb was going upstairs. I did not see him look at me, did not acknowledge. And I stood there, and some dude stood next to me, and I went, and he's like, "You're ditching me again." And I looked at, I was like, "No." I said, "No, Buki." I said, "No, Buki." I was like, I just want to look at myself in the mirror.
Meanwhile, when we were at the club, I saw this guy that I used to talk
I saw his
to
friend who looked
and his
fine.
best friend who was
Fine. Fine as
but the guy I
hell.
used to talk to was with his new girlfriend, and no tea, no shade. He's also a Leo man. It's kind of crazy. I attract Leo men for some reason. Yeah, it just didn't work out. Like he honestly was just not intelligent enough for me
Hey.
in the way that he talked.
Oh.
And yeah, he was like the type of Leo man that was like very upfront about being vain and would say stuff like, "Oh, well, I want a girl who's going to be my number one supporter." And he couldn't take a joke basically. So,
You mean, hey, don't yuck his yum.
yeah, anyway, I mean, nothing really ever happened with that. Like, we talked for a few months. He took me on a date for my birthday, and that was it.
He was like,
Like,
"You want to get a hotel? Don't you have an apartment in the city?" Sir, he won't put Lulu on his butt. Sorry. Um,
yeah, so nothing ever happened with that, and honestly, thank God, because he's better off where he's at. But his best friend, though, was
fine.
really cute.
Fine. I know. I was in the bathroom when this happened. I looked at him, and no, Caleb was like, "That's him," and I went, and
I
then
know. He was like sitting on a couch that was right outside the girls' bathroom, and I was like, that's him, that's him. And then when we went back and like looked, I was like,
dude was fine, finer than a mother. His hair is so cute, and then not even that. I think he kept making eye contact with Kayla and I, but I caught him staring at me, and I went. And if I wasn't with the dude, I would have been like, "Hey, Buki."
oh my
I'm joking.
gosh. Yeah, but me and the guy that I talked to, like, we also made awkward eye contact while his like girl was like wrapped around his neck. And I was like, have fun. Good for you. Be happy. I'm this again. Oh my god, I'm Bella. What am I gonna do?
It's self-inflicted, though.
What?
You can have anyone you want.
Clearly not.
You can have anyone here. Think about it. But
Clearly not.
But your happy place is.
What about?
Oh, so.
What about? Oh my gosh, I don't. Wait. Which one should I talk about? So there was another guy that was in California that I was talking to.
I
Like,
forgot about him.
Very like, minimally. Even though like when we first matched on Hinge, he was like, we can both be delusional, and he was like really obsessed with me, and it was like really crazy. For context, he's also a Vietnamese man, and I'm a Filipino woman, and that combination just doesn't work. Like there is like something about like our levels of toxicity that just don't gel well together. And I've never been with a Viet man, and I never understood like the stereotype of like Viet Filipino couples. I understand now. So anyway, yeah, bro was just like really toxic, and this was like months ago. Like he basically like tried cutting me off, and he was like, "Hey, like I don't think you're over SF boy." Clearly he was right. But anyway, he was like, "I don't think you're over SF boy. I don't want to be a rebound." And I was like, "That's why you're cutting me off, like not because like you're in LA and I'm in Chicago." Like he was like, yeah, like long distance is like something that I would like have to like really like come to terms with, but it like upsets me more thinking that I'm a rebound to you.
He's a Sag man, by the way.
He's a Sagittarius man. What's
So
with
another
me and
fire
fire
sign.
sign man? Fire sign man. Fire sign men. Or just Sagittarius in general. I've never had a good experience with
It's
the
that water
Sagittarius.
sign in you. They just want to conquer it. That's literally it.
No, literally.
They want to conquer the sea.
Anyway, so yeah, so he cut me off, and then that was like kind of it, really. Well, not even really it. I was like, okay, cool. Like I respect your decision. Like I'm sorry you feel that way. And I basically was just like letting him go. And then the fact that I was letting him go, he got really upset with, and he was like, you suck. And this is where he was like a princess, right? He goes, damn, like, just say that you want to be with me and only me. Like, he's like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like,
What the hell is wrong with you?
no, literally, he's like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, hello, like, fight for me. And I'm like, what? So anyway, that was something.
Mind
And
you, I've never talked to a Viet man, and ever since then, like I'm like,
that's like, I'm like,
okay.
I'm good, princess. Like, so anyway, like that happened, and then he said something to piss me off, or maybe he didn't respond. Something happened. I blocked his number, and we still unfollowed each other and stuff on Instagram after like that first ordeal. But then the next day, he called my Instagram and was like, unblock my number right now. And I was
If he
like,
wanted to, he would.
Yeah, literally. Like, he probably would have emailed me, like, if he had my email, or he probably would have messaged me on TikTok if I didn't respond on Instagram. But I was like, yeah, I don't really want to. And then he got like really like toxic alpha male. And he's like, damn it, unblock my number now. And I was like,
Damn it! Unblock my number now.
meow. Yeah.
He's a princess.
And then I was like,
Damn it!
no, no. And then eventually he convinced me to unblock his number. And then all that shit happened with my parents. And he was sweet during that time because he was like calling and like trying to like get a hold of me like when all of that shit happened that night. So that was like kind of cute. And then I started to like kind of like him a little bit more. I was like, okay, like he's like being sweet, like he's been checking up on me, like, being comforting and all of this stuff. And then, what was it? Like maybe like a month ago. Yeah, like a month ago, he went on a trip, and again, reminder, he lives in LA. Went
To
on a trip.
Minnesota.
He went to Minnesota, Minneapolis specifically for like a birthday
Minnesota.
party with all of his TikTok friends.
Hey, 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 hey. If you're not fucking the bouncer, you're not sucking my dick tonight. Get the fuck out!
So yeah, he went and like partied with his Minneapolis friends and was talking about potentially coming to Chicago like for his last weekend before he goes back to LA. And I didn't really think that he would.
Did not.
No, he did not. And but what that was like fine. It was like literally whatever. I was like, if you come, you come. Like,
You come, you down, you know. Simple as that.
but we were still just like talking throughout, checking in on each other, and I decide to call him one night,
Mind you, I was on a date with a white man eating a hot dog.
and I was like on a dinner date with your sister, and I call him, and I put it on speaker so her sister can hear, and I'm like, instantly when he picks up, like, why not just like not pick up? Like, why would you pick up? Like, it was on purpose. Like, he wanted to make me feel stupid. So he picks up, and immediately there's a girl giggling in the background. And I literally mute it, and I look to her sister, and I go, oh, no. I was like, first of all, I'm not even like romantically invested in him, so like it doesn't hurt me in the way that he might think it'll hurt me. I'm just like, oh no, like they're all gonna laugh at me and think I'm a clown. Like they're gonna think I'm stupid. But anyway, girl giggling in background, and I go, oh hey, what are you doing? And then he goes, I'm chilling in bed with my homie. And I
Unless
go,
he f***s his homie.
yeah, and I just go, oh, cool, okay. And then, like, literally just, like, not giving a shit. And then he goes to, like, the abyss, whoever else is in the room. He goes, you guys want to say hi? And then it's a male's voice. And then in my mind, I'm like, okay, so, like, he's not alone with a girl. Like, not that I even would really care. Like, because I'm still talking to people, too. Like,
SF boy at that time.
Yeah, like the person that he was like, I don't want to be a rebound for your SF boy. I was still talking to SF boy anyway, so like I really didn't give it. And I was still on Hinge. Like I didn't care if he was on Hinge. I didn't care if he was seeing other people. I didn't care if he was sleeping with other people because I've also figured that like the chances that I actually meet him in person were very slim. So, yeah, he just goes to the void of his whoever else is in the room. He's like, "You guys want to say hi?" And then it's a man's voice, and he goes, "Granted, again, guys, my name is Kayla. Nice to meet you. My name is Kayla." His friend is just like some dude goes, "Hey, Dina." Who the is Dina?
These nuts.
D.
Do you know these nuts? I don't know.
Yeah, literally. Hey, Dina. Like that one took me aback because like the very least, like when you see I'm calling and like you have your friends in the room and like you're gonna make a spectacle out of this, like at least be like, look, it's this girl Kayla calling.
Get the name right.
Yeah, like are you kidding me? But this guy's reaction was just so comical. So friend says, "Hey, Dina," and then immediately like it was just like on and off, like muting, like on his end, and like the last I heard was dude, no, no, like, and then he hangs up, literally like that. And so I was like, it didn't have to be like weird like that. You could have just been like,
No, it's Kayla.
yeah, you could have been like, no, like this is Kayla, and then you could have been like, sorry, Kayla, like he was thinking of someone else. But he made it weird. He made it weird, and I took that as like a you're immature as fuck. So I blocked him on everything this time, not just his number because I didn't want him to reach out through Instagram or
Insta,
TikTok.
TikTok, everything.
Blocked him on everything. I unfollowed him on Spotify.
I totally forgot about this dude too, honestly. I
I
forgot about
I
him.
know this is pretty comical though.
It's kind of funny.
But like imagine like suddenly I'm Dina. I've been called a lot of different names like in these past couple of weeks.
Just not Dina.
Dina, Agatha, Kat.
Agatha?
Yeah. Some
Ew.
dude called me Agatha at the bar the other night.
That's like an old lady name.
I know. I was like, damn, you think I'm ugly? He goes, no, but you just look like an Agatha. And
He's
I'm like,
negging you. You know that, right? I learned what negging was recently. So
what's negging?
So it's where like a guy, instead of actually flirting with you and showing interest to you, or like actually like admitting
Is it like an equivalent to like when boys would bully you in middle
yeah,
school?
but it's like where grown men go and neg you, where they're just like, I've had a prime example of what a dude did to me. I was ordering a tequila soda, right, from the bar. And this dude looks at me. He's like, "A tequila soda? Isn't that a girly drink?" And I looked at him and I looked him up and down and I was like, "You need one." And then he was like, "No, no." He's like, "I'm not trying to say anything like that." He was like, "I'm just saying." He was like, "You could get something else." And I was like what? He was like, "You know." He was like a seltzer. And I looked at him and I looked at him. I was like, "You're not gonna neg me at this bar when I'm trying to buy a fucking drink." I was like, "Bye." He kept looking at me the whole night. The whole night.
When did this happen?
You weren't here. It was like months ago. I totally forgot about it. But yeah,
That's crazy.
it's very crazy. But update on mine. I got two guys right now. I mixed their names up. I mixed their names up real bad, and I had to play it off like.
I have 0. I'm back to being less.
Oh, no, just go through your Hinge. Maybe just like, well, California men skewed my perception of Asian men too. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even really think I have the time
No,
to. But you know what's so funny though? I have matched with a few people on Hinge, like, and their location is in Chicago, and then they
they're
go,
not in
"Oh,
Chicago.
but like actually, like I live in Michigan. Oh, actually, I live in Vancouver. Oh, actually, I'm only here visiting from the weekend for the weekend from Paris." Those are the 3 guys that I've like matched with that I'm like, these are fine.
I
Chicago men are ugly.
Yeah.
Not it. Moral of the story, move somewhere else.
move somewhere else. I just got lucky. At least I think he's cute. I just got lucky in my like for the Chicago men that I've seen and talked to. Like I think he's above average, in my opinion. Above average. And he lives in a very nice apartment, nice studio apartment in downtown Chicago. Has a good paying job. Is a split from working at the office and working from home, which is nice.
A work from home man. There's this guy that I'm talking to right now. He he lives in the city actually. He lives in Chicago, but he's in the Philippines right now. And tell me why.
Philippines.
Yeah, he's in the Philippines right now. Tell me why he is still working while on vacation in the Philippines because he has a fully remote job. And then I was like he texted me maybe around like let's see. I don't even remember the time conversion. Um yeah, we were talking around like 4 p.m. and then I'm like, isn't it like 3 a almost like 4 a.m. there? Because I'm pretty sure the Philippines is like 13 hours ahead.
That's crazy.
So imagine that, like having a full day, like doing your thing on like the Boracay beaches and then having to work until 4 a.m.
No, literally. And then honestly, like talking to like a little baddie in Chicago, like, where
True,
his day
true.
go?
I texted him for the first time like after maybe like a week and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you remembered me." And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, like I was going to respond to your text and then I forgot and then I got distracted by like a million other things." And then he was like, "Well, I'm glad you remember me because I was thinking about you just now." And I was like, "You were thinking about me just now?"
I think men lie. Men are
Oh,
liars.
100%. I
Men
lied too. I
liars.
lied too to stroke the ego a little bit.
Yeah, same.
Um, but yeah, when he comes back from the Philippines, he said that he would love to take me on a little date.
I got asked on a dinner date Saturday, but I rescheduled for Sunday because I'm not free Saturday. But it's with the little Asian boy. He put me on his private. I forgot to tell you, and he posted a gym pic, and I went,
Was it a good gym pic?
yeah, it was a great gym pic.
Oh, wait, is it still up?
Yeah,
Can I see it?
yeah. Straight up to my phone. He's
Oh.
private, but I was like, hmm, hmm, hmm. I was like, you're
Huh.
plotting. Hmm.
You wanted me to see this. Meanwhile,
I
I
liked it though. I have no shame. I went. "Ah."
meanwhile, I took SF boy off my close friends. I'm healing, guys. I haven't looked at his profile in days. I'm healing. I'm like actually healing. I mean, especially too cuz like
She's my kitty.
he didn't respond to my text. So, like if that's it, that's it. Like I like can't even blame him for like not responding cuz he's probably busy and maybe he's still upset. And I was saying to Bella, I was like, okay, like there are probably three things, like three potential outcomes. One, he never messages me again and I never message him again, and that's it. Forever. Two,
Forever.
he texts me like maybe in the next like week or two, just something like random, like just some dumb conversation starter. Or three, which is honestly kind of what I'm hoping for. The third one, which is he opens up emotionally and like gives me this like big long confession about how like he hasn't been able to emotionally connect with any other girl in SF and how he really misses me and how he's gonna like want to do long distance. Or just, to say like that really hurt his feelings, but he enjoys having me in his life too. So,
Well,
something like that.
ideally, option 3 would be ideal.
Yeah, because imagine that. Like, finally, like the confession I deserve.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's kind of
Leos
crazy.
Leos are the type of people that are like avoidant attachments, I've noticed. All Leos, at least in my opinion, or we
So if
just
I leave him alone, he'll miss me.
um I mean, I don't know. Cuz if a guy leaves me alone, like before I'd be like, "Oh, I miss him." But now I'm kind of like, eh.
He's, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But
But he's got cancer in his chart. So, yeah, he's got cancer in his chart. So, the astrology website said that like this is like real soulmate potential just because of our birth charts. So, who knows? And the little tarot ladies on TikTok said that I was gonna be getting a confession soon. So,
um, hey. Slay. What's it called? Yeah, I have a date Sunday though. We'll see if I actually make it because I have a bad tendency of like just canceling my dates or like being like I want to cancel my date and I actually want to go on it.
We'll keep you guys updated
Oh,
as
Friday
always.
we're going to Bose.
Do you guys know the techno like EDM
Chinese, I think it's
artists?
Chinese artists. Yeah, they're like
Bose.
Bose. So they're coming to this like sound bar. We're going to sound bar on Friday, and by the time this uploads, we will be
I will
done
be in
working.
my finest outfit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna yeah, and the little Asian boy that I'm talking to, very timid. Kayla said he's timid, and he's very timid. He said I was intimidating,
Exactly.
but he said I was like also beautiful at the same time. So I'm like, beautifully intimidating. I like to hear that.
That's a good way to put it.
Right?
Oh no, Pepper,
My
please no.
I know my cat is very curious about this tripod, but so he might come to see Bose, and he bought us a drink. You know, when we were there, we were literally like, he was like, "You want a drink?" I was like, "Yeah."
We told him if he goes to this club this weekend, I
I was
mean, I was the one that typed it, but we were like,
like, "Bring your
bring a
finest shit.
different friend.
Bring your
a different
finest."
friend other than the one that was the failed tune man.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? But it's not a double date. And then I was like, I responded, I was like, Kayla deserves a cute boy toy too.
And he said,
And Kayla's tired of third wheeling.
and then his response wasn't like, "Oh, I got you." It was, "It's okay. She's gonna have plethora of options."
Anyway, we'll keep you updated. We'll see.
100%.
We'll see what options there are.
If I see a finer, my eyes are going somewhere else. My body might go somewhere else.
Damn. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. Well, I need to consume more content.
Oh, 100%. I'm going to try to read more yaoi
content.
because I've been seeing a lot of new like yaois like on TikTok, and like, oh my god, there's
Yeah.
like, it's power bottom central right now and Omegaverse central, and I need to see like a cute Omega going heat.
So, yeah. And if you guys have any ideas for episode topics or if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, please let us know.
We want to do a 2-part episode of Sinners though.
Have you guys watched the movie Sinners?
I think majority of everyone has, but if you haven't, watch it because we want to drop a 2-part series, like
Or
no,
even
2-part.
just like an analysis of
Yeah.
like what really
What-
struck out to us.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So,
And my dick will be hard the whole time because I'll be thinking of Michael B. Jordan. My dick will be hard. It'll be on this camera, smearing. Okay, I'm done.
stop.
All right. All right. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you later.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.